Now, there's a saying in financial markets that the bond market is the truth. In other words, bond traders tend to be looking, 6 months, 12 months plus into the future, long-term investing of large funds. So their settled moves are seen to be much more indicative of how the economy is really doing. And this is all that US President Trump needed to know. This big surge in US 10-year yields. In other words, investors weren't happy to buy US debt. Typically, in recent years, when markets have been very worried, they're very happy to buy US Treasuries. It's seen as a very safe, secure debt to buy. But all of a sudden, markets are saying, no, sell America. We don't want to buy US Treasuries. So, what to look at this week is we've got a bond market auction, the 20-year bond market on Wednesday. This is going to give us a really good idea about how investors are now feeling about the state of the US administration, the approach of US President Trump on tariffs. And what you want to look for here is ideally we want to see yields moving lower. That will indicate a little bit more calm. If we see these US 10-year yields continue to move higher and simultaneously seeing the dollar moving lower, that's sign of distress. Remember Liz Truss in the UK when there was a big wobble in the bond market and we saw a big surge and a big sell-off in UK gilts and the Bank of England had to intervene to stop a big crash of the UK economy? It's that kind of reality that politicians fear. And this is what US President Trump, at the end of the day, all politicians will have to be serving the bond market because the bond market is the truth.